Yeah, I think a pretty consistent start over the 4 quarters. Considering we had a few players who looked a little bit out of touch early, just cleanless around the ball, and they worked their way into the game. It's credit to them that they stuck at it, and so guys like Rosa and Shuey, who haven't had much footy, Kennedy took a while to get going. Yeah.
Was there a point within the last couple of weeks where you were worried that he was going to get up?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we've been monitoring it very closely, and the point where he tore the plantar fascia probably 3 weeks ago, I think, was a bit of a relief because it was lingering and rest hadn't really done the job, and just getting a bit of a tear, more of a tear in it. JK's had one previously. You can talk about that. So he had a fair idea about how it was going to assist his recovery, and from there it was just now target getting him up for round one. Yeah, well, he did his job. He had a job to do for us today, and we asked him to, obviously, the usual things, compete really hard for us, give us that target, and to mark like he did and kick straight, and work with the other boys up there to create a really strong functioning forward line was outstanding.
The fact that they functioned so well too, is that pleasing for you, given that you probably had to restructure a little bit through this pre-season?
Yeah, there's no doubt. We've been asked consistently about the replacements for Lacroix and Nikoski, but that's the reason you have a squad of 46 players and not a squad of 22. You have players that have got to make sure they're doing the work and are ready for opportunities to come. And obviously Hill via a trade, and Hams has been on the list for 2 or 3 years, but been building up to be an AFL footballer in his conditioning and everything. It's great to see them get some rewards.
Did you try jumping off the kitchen table
No, I didn't. I heard the story, so I was looking for anything to do. But no, we just got to a point where it was wasn't getting any better, and we just decided to give the running a go up on deck, and we jabbed it up, numbed it up, and I just did a running session, and halfway through it ended up just going. So I'd done.
What did the running session entail?
I was just doing 150s, 150 metre, just sprints. So I was 3x10. I think I got to the last set. I think it was on the 5th one. Yeah. So I nearly got through, and it was feeling pretty good. And then it just went. And I'm lucky the jab was in there, so it was a bit numb. But I'd done the other one before, and kind of knew that once it was torn, it kind of loosens it off a bit. And I think it took me 3 weeks last time. So I was 2 years ago. So I knew that I could come back in 3 weeks. So we just had to monitor it and make sure it's healed up pretty good. And lucky enough it did. And was able to get the opportunity to play this week. A little bit, a little bit. It's probably not the best thing to tear it. It can cause dramas down the track, but for me and going through pre-season, it wasn't getting any better, and I think the way my feet are set up, it just puts a lot of pressure on that area, and so in the end, snapping it caused it to be pain-free the last 2 weeks, and I've been able to get some training in and get some running in as well, so it's been good.
When you say the way your feet are set up, you got flat feet?
No, I got high arches, so when I run on my toes, I think. So I think, just a lot of pressure goes through that heel.
How worried were you for your season before we actually got to that point?
A little bit, because I had it before Chrissy, and we kind of monitored it all the way through. I was able to do most of the training, but towards the end, once NAB Cubs started, we kind of backed off a bit because it wasn't getting any better, and I think we had about 2 weeks off of absolutely doing nothing to see if it would heal, and nothing happened. It just stayed the same, and then we tried another 2 weeks, and it wasn't getting any better. So I was kind of a little bit worried, but obviously once it went, it was a bit of relief.
So what happens now? Do you feel ready to play every game of the season now? Is it
Well, it's pain free now, so which is good. So it's just making sure I keep on top of it, making sure it's always taped and all that stuff. But we just got to. I suppose recovery comes very important for the next few weeks for me, and just making sure I'm able to be right for the games.
And you felt like the legs today felt okay in terms of your endurance, and you didn't feel like you missed much in terms of
Yeah, it was blown a little bit. Yeah, definitely blown a little bit. But no, I felt pretty good. So I think with our midfield pressure, we were able to lock it inside our forward 50 a lot. So in terms of running around chasing, didn't have to do too much, which is good.
And your assessment, I suppose, just of Hams and Hill, who effectively stepped in as, I suppose, those replacements at this stage. How do you go work with those guys?
Yeah, Hamsy's obviously been there for a few years now, so he knows. He's really good to play with because he knows where you are, and I always know where he is, and we got some good chemistry together, and as he does with a lot of the other boys. And Hilly coming in, it's been his first year, and he's picked it up pretty well. And he's a skillful player, and he knows knows how to get the ball. And like today, he's able to sneak into a few spots and kick some goals for us. So it was good.
Curtis was obviously overlooked initially, and then bagged a fair bit for his disposal and that sort of stuff. How proud of you as the player?
Well, we were always been proud of the player he was and the person he was. That's probably a credit to his character. Is that why we gave him a chance to come onto our rookie list initially? Was his character was of such high standard that we were going to gain, even if he never played a game for us. Having his professionalism around the other players was going to be a bonus for us. Through his determination, he forced his way to get an opportunity, and he's been an outstanding contributor to the footy club. Yeah, really pleased. Yeah, he's. I think he's got improvement left in him. He's still a very young, developing player in my eyes. And if he wants to take it to the next step, then I reckon he's got another step to take.
Did you go and watch Melbourne yesterday?
I didn't go and watch Melbourne yesterday, no.
So to get back home in your first game next week, obviously you'll have a good look at them, but they got beaten pretty convincingly yesterday. What do you make of them coming back over?
Well, what I do know is that they'll come over and throw everything they've got into the game, and we wouldn't expect that anything less from any opposition. That won't affect our preparation and our mindset, because that's what we aim to do as well.
Your centre clearance structure seemed to be very good today too. It must be pretty pleasing to see the younger players starting to take control of that. We've obviously seen Cox and Kerr and all those over the years, but they're a different names and they're doing that today.
Yeah, well, they're developing players still too. Selwood and Shuey and Marston. So, yeah, we're really pleased with their development. We always knew that that's a big part of the rate of improvement of the side, that we know we still need to get better as a team to become a team that everyone thinks is one of the flag favourites. No one's really put us in that bracket yet. They think we might be in the top 5 or 6, but we've got to show people that we're improving again.
And the decision behind Embley, I presume that's just for the minutes and the comeback that he's made, but was he happy with having the green jacket on?
When I told him that he was in the squad as the sub, he was very accepting of it. I did tell him a little white fib that he might be on early in the third quarter. He had to wait a little bit longer, but his attitude was great, and that showed in waiting to find out when he went on and what his role was going to be. He was prepared for it.
John, just going back to the flag favourites thing, what's your attitude towards that? Do you want to be seen as flag favourites?
When you're seen as that, you're consistently showing that everyone in the competition, so within the competition as well as outside it, are seeing things in the way you play that say you deserve to be in the best 2 in the competition, and that's when you're going to be starting to see that. So it's a challenge for us to get ourselves to that level, and we are very, very committed and working extremely hard to improve as a team. Last year was a great year for us, but we finished 4th. To win a premiership, we need to be better.
So you want the tag?
Really doesn't. The tag doesn't worry me, but all I'm saying is that people at the moment haven't seen enough of us consistently to say that they see us being up there with those teams. So really the tag doesn't worry me. I want us to get to that level. I don't think we're at that level yet.
Did you see anything today that perhaps you started to think was approaching that level?
I saw improvements today, some really good stuff. We always see stuff that we think we can get better at. So that's the great thing. We've got still a relatively young squad. And a talented squad that if they're prepared to do the work, they're going to continue to improve.
John, how did you rate the Bulldogs' efforts today? Obviously, they were in the game for a fair while.
Yeah.
Was there anything different about them under the new coach?
Well, it was a tough game. There's no doubt about that, and it broke open for periods late in the game, late in the third quarter, and then obviously in the last. But they were working extremely hard. They were good around the ground at stoppages. I think they had the better of us in that area, which was a credit to them. The times they worked the ball fast inside their 50, they had some good crumbing players. Smith crummed some really good goals. Dowhouse, dangerous crumbing. So they were things we haven't seen a lot of before.
Josh, given your issues just probably did you give yourself a bit of a nice surprise almost in sort of how quickly it all fell into place for you early?
I think it was a lot of come from our mids, the boys getting it in nice and quick for us, and they were basically giving us every opportunity to take a mark or kick a goal. So with them getting it in quick to a lot of us, we were able to take advantage of it. So.
Josh, how handy was your pre-season? How much did you miss or how much did you do?
I did most of it. I come back, I had hip surgery last year, so I was still in rehab at the start. But did most of the training up until maybe a couple of weeks after Christmas, and then we started to taper off a bit. So yeah, it was just probably once we got towards NAB Cup, which was Feb, started to miss a bit of training here and there. So got most of it in, but still didn't do the full pre-season.